cybercrime and terrorism?
In the first place, criminality and all that, but whose front charge is it to prosecute that? Nigerians should ask the question. And I want the people who are listening today to ask this question first. Is it the responsibility of the CBN? Is it the responsibility of, those who are pursuing the monetary or the fiscal policies in this country to do that? There are agencies that have the trainings, they have the wherewithal, as it were, to, deploy in the process of prosecuting these kinds of war against criminality. Are those agencies? Did they take those agencies into consideration when they were designing some of these things? The truth of the matter is that there are several things, frontiers that have been opened, the frontiers around, what the Constitution says about protecting, the confidentiality of the people, right? That frontier has been opened, and lawyers are going to start getting into that in the next couple of days, 24 hours to 48 hours. You will hear several lawyers who come out with, several things that will prevent them from even doing it. That's one. Two, there is also the frontier that is open, around their inability to be able to, galvanize all of the data that we already have on each citizen to prosecute this war. It seems to me and to a lot of Nigerians that, we just wake up from whatever side of the bed and say they want your grandmother's gray hair. That's what is going to be able to help them prosecute this. Oh, they want your father's shoes that he wore 25 years ago. So it's going to be what will help them prosecute this. You don't do it because there are regulations to these things. The fact that I'm a citizen of a country does not mean that you can just whimsically, deprive me to doing anything for you. In any case, social media is what? What do they mean by social media? Nigerians, journalists like you should be asking the question. Is it TikTok? Is it WhatsApp? Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Is it Instagram? What is social media? What do they mean by social media? You see, again, the policy has not been thoroughly clarified, and it speaks to the fact that we do things and it's always fire brigade. That's why the results we are never getting. We have so many events in this country, and events alone would not say a person or a government or a system has performed. What will make you say a person, a government or a system has performed is results. You have so many events. There are opening events on every flank, and we are not seeing results. Once upon a time, Pantani said to us, if you took this name, blah, 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 we are going to be able to address the issue with insurgency. Right before him, there were people still taking people, they were still paying ransom, government was still paying ransom. We did not see much about apprehending those people. It speaks to the fact that we need to get back to the drawing board and do things like what and how other right-thinking nations, and I want to underscore that word, other right-thinking nations, how they do their thing.
Okay, so I would like, just before we head on to that question that you asked, which is a very critical one, I would like to say, some people would argue that the BVN, now this is in response to you mentioning, the issue of other, agencies being responsible for fighting terrorism and money laundering and all of that. Some people would argue that the BVN and the NIN has, in the past, helped people in cases like that. It has helped in, the fight against cybercrime and money laundering and terrorism.
Okay, so did it tell you how your social media handles would help in the fight? Was anything like that communicated? You see, policies are not just policies in and of themselves. The people must be able to accept it for it to work. They cannot just work. Policies once churned out, once, brought out to the people, of themselves do not have legs, of themselves do not have hands, cannot function and, achieve the results that I talk about, by themselves if the people did not own it. If the people did not understand it, if the people did not prosecute it, if the people did not, implement those policies. So you are telling me to give you my social media handle for what? How is it going to help prosecute, this? I need to understand so that I can willfully, that's the word, without prejudice, without, doing it under duress, willfully submit all of my social media handles to you and even encourage people to do that. You have not told me how. I have just even asked the fundamental question. Ask them, what do they mean by social media? Ask them, social media handles, what do they mean by? Do they mean TikTok? I'm sitting with you now and having this conversation. I can read out at least 15 to 20 social media handles that even those who are not the Gen Z people have. Go talk to the Gen Zs and see how many social media handles they have. More than 50. You are aware that there is a Snapchat? Are you aware that there is TikTok? Are you aware? So what exactly are you looking for? What exactly? You have been unable to define it properly. What exactly are you looking for? What are you looking for it for? Who are the people to provide it for you? How are you going to house it? There are fundamental questions that we need to ask. You see, we woke up one morning and said, we want to change currency. We want to change currency. So currencies need to be changed. And we got into the currency change regime and we came out with our fingers, our faces, our legs burnt. It's not just our fingers that got burnt. Every part of our body, the entire Nigerian system got burnt as a result of that very ill-fated, that very ill-timed, that very policy that was not properly and thoroughly analyzed before it was implemented. And this is what they have been doing. As a matter of fact, I have a book that is coming out very, very soon, where I have cataloged all of the policy somersaults of the last administration. And Nigerians seem to have collective amnesia, and this is no insult, because the truth of the matter is that we should know better that everything that the government before, in short, the APC government, everything they have said to us that they are going to do, they have not been able to do it. And they keep taking from us. They keep requesting from us. They keep telling us to submit more. They keep saying, but we are not seeing results. And when the people are not seeing results, it's going to be a matter of time before the people will start revolting.
Now, some people are of the opinion that this is a some sort of politically motivated policy to gag people from expressing themselves freely on social media, especially having, we've had in the past where motions have been raised for social media to be regulated in Nigeria. Do you belong to this school of thought? Are you of the same opinion?
The question should be that if that is not it, what therefore it is it? Please let me ask them. If there is nothing that is untoward, nothing that is clandestine, nothing that is nefarious, nothing that is not now, that they need to achieve this policy. Please clarify to Nigerians. Let us understand. Who are that now? We have the right as citizens to understanding why you are giving us or you are churning out certain policies, don't we? I don't understand. I just don't understand that as citizens we have the right. We're the ones who even empowered you in the first place to lead over us. We have the right. Something was surrendered to you. Like shareholders, you are meant to come to us. You are just the MD of the company. We are the shareholders. We made you MD. Every time you are bringing out any policy in that company, you must speak to us, board of directors and shareholders. You must have constant meetings with us and clarify on certain issues. Otherwise, we are going to say we want to put our shares. Otherwise, we are going to say that we do not think that this is going to work. Do you get what I'm saying?
All right, so that's quite, yes. Don't forget, you can join the conversation right here on WhatsApp. The number to text us via is 0700-10961961. We have Mr. Tommy from Lugbe. He says, let them be playing. I'll just tell the bank I don't have a social media account. Or is that also mandatory? It's I can't use the S word, but he said it's a not so clever policy. If you ask me, are you of the same opinion? You can air your views on WhatsApp 0700-010-961-961. And back to you, sir. I do have another question for you. So now that, I mean, from everything you've said, you clearly do not think this is a wise move for the for this administration or for the government to be making at this moment. What would you then say the CBN should be focusing their attention on right now?
I am not a staff of CBN. I have not been employed to be the CBN director or the CBN MD. There are people who have been employed to do that. They should just do their jobs. They should just do their jobs. Nigeria is bleeding from all orifices. From every orifice, for instance, Nigeria is bleeding terribly. You see, when you present before a doctor, my dear, the doctor is going to tell you, I'm going to take blood to run tests. The reason is because I want to do malaria parasite test, I want to do a full blood count, I want to do this. When the test result comes, I'm going to review it and with that reach a diagnosis and be able to properly treat you. That's when you go to the lab, you are able to submit yourself to the lab technician, scientist, to take or draw your blood. Imagine, for instance, if whilst you were in the consulting room of a doctor, somebody comes and introduces needle into your spine and starts to draw your cerebrospinal fluid, what are you going to do? You're going to say, is something wrong with you people? Are you people all right? Do you understand? This is exactly what CBN is doing, and this is what exactly the Nigerian states, what they are doing to Nigerians. Right now, they are taking away subsidy. We are still on that table of subsidy. We have not finished it. As a matter of fact, some of us believe there was no subsidy in the first instance. The president should be bold enough to tell us the corruption and who were the people involved in the corruption in that subsidy regime first, before he starts to remove it. That's the first thing we want to say. We've not finished that conversation. They are talking about removal of increasing the tariff of electricity. They have not finished. What do they want now? Remove meat from now. Remove meat from Nama body. It is the body of the Nama that you are removing the meat from. Nigerians, you have been cutting meat from us in one breath, and in another breath you are increasing your salaries, your entitlement, your emolument. What are we going to give ourselves for you people? What is happening in this country now?
Okay, very much understood, sir. Thank you very much for your insights. We just have about 3 minutes to wrap up this conversation. What would you say in closing?
In closing, I would just say that Nigerians have had enough. As a matter of fact, we have got to the wall. We have got to the very end. Government officials should know that for every action and inaction, there are consequences. Some of the consequences may not be very palatable. They must begin to have decisions, churn out policies, having this at the back of their mind. Because if you get on the street in Nigeria, from Abuja to Delta State to Port Harcourt, Nigerians are tired. Nigerians are fatigued. Nigerians have been spent out by the very terrible policies that this government have been bringing. This and the previous government particularly have been bringing against the people. I say to them, as a thinker, I say to them as a social reformer, that they must begin to recalibrate their policies such that it is only in the interest of the people and not in the interest of a few oligarchs.
Thank you very much, Mr. Andy Akpotife. And we've had this conversation with him. He's an author, social reformer, and thinker. We understand we feel your passion through your words. Thank you for making out time to join us on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, sir. And this is where, of course, World Round will come to a close today. Matters continues very shortly. Today, we're going to be looking at a very crucial issue on matters, something that has affected several people. Recently, in Lugbe, a particular place called Trademore Estate, there was something very terrible that, plagued Nigerians. Let's look at how we can ensure that this doesn't happen again. Let's look at what the way forward is. And of course, we're still going to be bringing you more issues regarding, of course, your general well-being as Nigerians. Matters continue. Stay with us. This is Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja.